has already pinpointed 2 positions he wants to strengthen at Manchester United ASAP, as INEOS and Amorim draw together plans for 2025, including January. What is the latest transfer news on the left-back situation, Matheus Cunha, Victor Boniface, and more? Because a few names have been linked to Manchester United, and while I say do take elements of transfer news with a pinch of salt, because some of it and a lot of it is guesswork, I do believe that Ruben Amorim is probably wanting a left wing back. I do believe what's coming out from Romano and more. We will talk about a few other transfer stories. We've got updates on Amorim having big plans for Mason Mount. I think if Mason Mount can stay fit, he does really fit and suit Amorim ball. The question is, can Mason Mount stay fit? Apparently, Rasmus Hojlund has gotten a bit of a warning from Amorim already, although I do think it's a bit of a nonsense story. Man United's biggest problem has been revealed, and some interesting news and statistics on Andre Onana's fantastic start to the season. Hello and welcome back to Alice Talks Football, and welcome back to your 10-minute Manchester United news roundup. We're going to round up all this latest Manchester United news into 10 minutes. I'm currently on 97,988 subscribers, so I'm currently 12 subscribers away from 98k. So again, please do subscribe if you're new. We could hit 98k by the end of the day, but let's talk about the left back news. The search for a new left back at Manchester United is in full swing. It is a position that is considered the highest priority for Ruben Amorim. Now, I've always said a lot of the transfer news going about at the moment is guesswork, but it doesn't take a genius to figure out that a left back and a left wing back will be the number one priority, because one, I think Luke Shaw is more likely to be a left centre back in the system, and two, Malasa and Luke Shaw can't stay fit anyway. And maybe you try Garnacho and Anthony there, but there's a few question marks around it. But left wing back is 100% the highest priority. I think that will be the first signing we make, unless there's just not the player we want available in January. Then we might be the first signing we make in the summer. It was said that Teo Hernandez is also on United's list alongside other options for left back, which is interesting because that's the first time we've really been linked to him. We were linked to him a few years back. He is quite an attacking minded right back, playing for Milan. I think it's a decent option for United. He's being closely monitored. Contract to AC Milan until 2026. We have 1 year left in the summer, so he could be available a little bit cheaper than he would have been in the summer. Because I remember when we were linked to him in the past, I said, he's way too overpriced. Alphonso Davies remains the desired target, but he's going to be difficult to get. I think United want Alphonso Davies, but it's going to be difficult to get. I think they like Teo Hernandez. I think Alvaro Fernandez is there as an option because of the buyback clause. Aït-Nouri, Kirkes, Loco, Robinson are probably going to all be on that list. We were linked to Dorgu earlier in the season. I think Amorim will want someone that he believes is ready now. I think that could be a crucial position. We also were linked to the Nuno Mendes, who's gone to PSG. I think left wing back is massively one to watch, but the question is, I think we want one in January, but is the player that we want to get available in January, or will we have to wait till the summer to get that done? It was also said the message from Ruben Amorim to the management is we need a left back in 2025. It could be January or summer based on opportunities, price, and several factors. And I think Fabrizio Romano has confirmed it. Amorim has said he needs a left back, but it basically depends if there's someone they want available for the right price in January. If not, they wait till the summer, is what Amorim has said. Talking of left backs, it was said that Harry Amas is a loan target for a host of English Football League clubs in the January transfer window. I wouldn't want Harry Amas to go out on loan because I think there's an opportunity for him to play, considering Luke Shaw and Malasa could pick up an injury again. I wouldn't want him to go out on loan. He's only 17. Maybe next season we look at loans. It was also said that Victor Boniface is on Manchester United's shortlist. If at all, an expensive transfer would only become a serious topic in the summer. United actively scouting the striker market. If no new striker arrives in January, the clubs plan to secure one by the summer at the latest. So again, apparently we're looking at strikers. So it's been made very clear we are looking at strikers. We're looking at left backs. This is going to be the third summer in a row we're looking at a striker. So whoever we do sign as a striker needs to be right. We need to go. We've gone for youth players, but I think we need to go for someone that's more ready-made, like Chokerez. I like Victor Boniface, but I think there's better options if you go for a Chokerez, a Cunha, a João Pedro, even because they could play a bit deeper in the system. In terms of January signings, it said, despite having been at Manchester United for just a week and overseeing only one match, Ruben Amorim has identified areas in need of reinforcement. The new head coach reportedly informed INEOS that a left wing-back and a striker are urgent priorities, which links with what's been said by Romano. Sources suggest that INEOS are expected to address the needs in January transfer window. However, significant spending is unlikely until the summer as the club adopts a measured approach to long-term squad building under Amorim's guidance. So obviously Man United are going to not splash loads of cash in January. They want Amorim to improve a lot of players. They don't want to spend crazy big on Amorim. They're hoping that he can improve players and get the best out of them because 600 million was spent under Ten Hag, and INEOS believe there's a decent squad there. But INEOS and probably Amorim have said, yeah, for Amorim to do something, he's going to need a left wing back and a striker, and that's what they might look to address in January, but it depends on the opportunities and the price. It could be one to wait for the summer for. In terms of wing back, we've been linked to Giovanni Kenda, although he played more at right wing back. It could be one to watch, but I wouldn't be paying over £50 million for him. He's so young. And it's also said that Manchester United are monitoring Wolves' Matheus Cunha. We were monitoring him before he joined Wolves. We were monitoring him last summer. While I think Graham Bailey is a guest merchant when it comes to media and not the most credible source, I do think that actually we have some interest in Matheus Cunha, but again, will we act on that? Who knows? It's probably one to watch in the summer. I don't think Wolves are going to sell, particularly if they're fighting to stay up. So let's talk about some of Ruben Amorim's plans, because one player that's going to be big under Ruben Amorim could be Mason Mount if he can stay fit. It said in training, Ruben Amorim has been working on diagonal switches from central midfield to on-rushing wing-backs, with the number 10s then offering a pass in behind by making underlapping channel runs so they can deliver the crosses or cutbacks from the byline. This is an area of the pitch in which Amorim is thought to be keen to utilise Mason Mount once the England midfielder is fully fit. And I think once he's fully fit, Mason Mount could be utilised more. Will he get fully fit? Will he stay fully fit? That's the big question. But there's no doubt in my mind, if you look at when Mount did his best work for Chelsea, he played in a very similar role of a left-sided number 10. I do think Mason Mount does suit Ruben Amorim ball so well. He brings the intensity, he brings the off-the-ball work, he's got the intelligence. I think there's a good player in Mason Mount. He was 2 times Chelsea Player of the Season. I think we forget that because he's always injured and he's been underwhelming at United. But if Mason Mount can stay fit, there's a good player there that suits Amorim's system that could be very good for United. The big headache is, Bruno, couldn't they be the number 10s? It's the competition for spaces. That is the big question mark. But I think Mason Mount, if he stays fit, could be an important player for us. Now, I don't like this article, but I'm going to read it out anyway. So this was put on One Football via Stretty News. Amorim left incredulous after 85k a week Man United man did in the second half. He's at risk of reduced minutes. iNews also pinpointed a moment that supporters may have missed. Late in the second half, Amorim was spotted going incredulous, I don't know what that means, don't know if I've pronounced that word right, with the Dane after he failed to close down Muric. The fact that he only just entered the phrase as a substitute with completely fresh legs means there's no reason whatsoever he should have been slacking in the press, and this is exactly the kind of behaviour the new coach will be looking to stamp out immediately. Now, if you look at the full article and all of that as well, it's basically talking about people visibly seeing that Amorim was getting frustrated with Hojlund when he came on the pitch because he wasn't pressing right from the beginning, and it was quite visible from anyone that was near Amorim that he was getting annoyed with the performance in general. Now, some sources are saying that Hojlund's been warned, he's got to press more and all of this and that. I think Hojlund, whenever he's played for United, has been one of our hardest working players and presses a lot, and I felt bad for him because he'd worked really hard for the team and he'd get absolute zero service. So I'm not going to go in on Hojlund here. To be honest, I think it's a bit of a nothing report. I think Amorim was getting frustrated at everyone, not just particularly Hojlund. It was very obvious, and I think that Rasmus Hojlund could be a good player under Ruben Amorim. I think he could be developed into a good player under Amorim. I think there's a player there with definitely ability. It's just, can we get more involved in the game? Because I think if you give him chances, he will score, but we're not giving him chances. But I do think Amorim was one of those that will go to Hojlund, oh, you should have done that. We'll go to this player, you should have done that, should have done that. But I do think that this article is a bit of nonsense, to be honest. In terms of not nonsense, in terms of disgrace, Man United have been outrun by the majority of opponents this season. The only 2 games we've outrun our opposition was the Fulham game which was only just, and we won that game. And the Chelsea game, which was, I think, Ruud's first game in the Premier League, and again, only just, and Chelsea were just considerably bad. Every other game this season, we've been outrun. In the Tottenham game, they ran 9 kilometres further than us, and that was probably our worst performance of the season, even worse than Liverpool, because I thought, versus Liverpool, at least we could have scored a goal or two, blah, blah, blah. The Tottenham performance was shocking. Now, obviously, we did have 10 men, but you look at it here, and you can see that United are being outrun in so many games this season. Liverpool, Tottenham, Brighton, look how much more they run than us. And the biggest problem Ruben Amorim is going to have at Manchester United is the players aren't able to run as much as other players. And that's not on the players not trying, that's just on the players not being fit enough. And when Ruben Amorim's style demands such an intensity, if it doesn't, work out well to begin with, it's not on him, it's on the players, because they can't run like he wants. Now, one player that has been super impressive has been Onana, who ranks first in the Premier League for XG prevented out of all the players with a minimum of 10 appearances. So he's done really well with 4.5 XG prevented, being the best goalkeeper in the league statistically, and the second best across the 140 that have played across Europe's top 5 leagues. I think he's had a good season. I think he made a super save, and I think he deserves a bit of respect. But listen, people, that's your 10-minute news roundup. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye.